Barakatah Yahweh, Barakatah Yahweh Shah, Barakatah Yahweh, Barakatah Yahweh Shah, Barakatah Yahweh, Barakatah Yahweh Shah. Now, just want to make this quick video looking at some precepts. Now, when it comes to the red horse in Revelation 6, it has a lot of details that need to be added to it. And to identify who it is, you have to go back to the beginning. Now, Genesis means the beginning. Now, when you go back to Genesis chapter 25, you see two elements. You see in Genesis 25:25, Jacob's twin brother Esau came out red. And then in verse 30 it said, Esau said unto Jacob, feed me, I pray thee, that the same red pottage, for I am faint. Therefore was his name called Edom. So Esau's name was called Edom. Now we're going to go to 36, Genesis 36. It says, now these are the generations of Esau, who is Edom. Okay, the generation of Esau, who is Edom. That means Esau came out red, and his name was even changed to red. Okay, and so when you go into the Zondervan Bible Dictionary, it says on page 141, it says Edom, Edomites, and red. You see, it lets you know right off the rip, Edom and red is synonymous. I'll repeat, Edom and red is synonymous. It says in the Zondervan Bible Dictionary, it said the nation and its people who were the descendants of Esau. Okay. Then another key statement the Bible Dictionary states, it says Edom features prominently in the prophetic scriptures as the scene of great future judgments. Edom was featured in great future judgments. You see, they wasn't just this nation that was going to be destroyed and be a thing of the past. They had great future judgments. So when you go to Revelations talking about the future, you get a good understanding. Now, when you go to Esther in the Apocrypha, because they had to take this part out because it identifies who was called dragons in the Bible. You see, these certain individuals called dragons in the Bible because Haman came from Agag, and Agag came from Amalek, and Amalek was the grandson of Esau. So when you go to Esther, starting at chapter 10, it says in chapter 10 of Esther, verse 7, and the two dragons are I and Haman. You see, I and Haman. Then in chapter 11, it says, behold, two great dragons came forth ready to fight, and their cry was great. Now these two great dragons that was ready to fight, you can go to Esther, the Esther in the Bible, and it speaks about these same individuals that was with Haman and his conspiracy. And it says that these two individuals was pretty much trying to come up with a conspiracy to kill the Persian king. And what happened was they got found out. And it talks about how these two individuals was hung on a tree. When you go to Esther chapter 2, starting at 21, it says, in those days, while Mordecai sat at the king's gate, two of the king's chamberlains, Bigthan and Teresh, of those which kept the door, were wroth. See, that would say these two great dragons in chapter 11. It said these two great dragons came forth ready to fight, and their cry was great. It say, where is it? Two of the king's chamberlains, Bigthan and Teresh, of those that kept the door, were wroth and sought to lay hands on the king. You see? They sought to lay hands on the king. But in chapter 3, verse 1, it lets you know Haman, the son of Agag, who was an Edomite, he heard about the situation and got mad and wanted to revenge them. And so these Edomites was all up in the king's chamber, all up in the Persian king chamber. So they was always on the scene, but that exposes the dragon. So when you go to Revelation, and it's talking about the red horse, red means Edom. Edom means red when you're dealing with this Bible. Now the other precept is in chapter 12 of Revelation. It say in verse 3, it say, and there appeared another wonder in heaven. Behold, a great red dragon. You see, this is Edom. Edom and dragon and red all go together. And that's who Satan the devil is. In verse 9, it says the great dragon was the serpent, the devil, and Satan. They was coming to deceive the world. That's when you go back to Revelation 6. It says, and there went out another horse that was red, or that was Edom. And power was given to him, was given to Edom, or Esau. Now let's go back to Genesis. Let's take it back to Genesis. Because Revelation 6 say power was given to him. How was power given to him? How was power given to him? How was power given to Edom? When you go to Genesis chapter 27, 27, 39, and 40, it say, and Isaac his father answered and said unto him, behold, thy dwelling shall be of the fatness of the earth, and of the dew of heaven from above. Verse 40, and by thy sword shall thou live. So he gave Esau a blessing of living in the richness of the earth, being rich, and living by the sword. So the blessing was given to Esau was of the sword. So when you go to Revelation 6, it says, and there went out another horse that was red, Edom, and power was given unto him that sat thereon to take peace from the earth. You see the fatness of the earth. He was given the earth, and power was given to him, and that they should kill one another, and there was given unto him a great sword. You see, Edom was given a great sword, and Edom was called dragons in the Bible. So when they say the great red dragon, they was the adversary of the nation of Israel. That's who this great red dragon is. Great Edom dragon. So when you understand what Edom means, you get an understanding of what Revelation is talking about when it say the horse that was red, that was Edom, or the great red dragon, that was Edom, or the scarlet beast, the red beast, that was Edom. You see, he didn't have to write Edom because Edom is anonymous with red. And so that's who the adversary is. Now, another element, I'm closing on that one. Another element is the man of sin. Now, when you go to 2 Thessalonians chapter 2, let's get this real quick. 2 Thessalonians chapter 2, verse 3, it say, and this is the B part, and the man of sin shall be revealed, the son of perdition. Okay, the man of sin shall be revealed. And verse 8 say, and then shall that wicked be revealed. So the man of sin, the wicked, the man of sin, the wicked. So when you go to sin, when you look up sin, you have a significant situation. If he say the man of sin, they called this person the man of sin shall be revealed. Isaiah chapter 1, verse 18. Come now, let us reason together, saith the Lord. Though your sins be as scarlet, meaning red, they shall be as white as snow, though they be red like crimson, they shall be as wool. So that's why they calling themselves white, but we know they are red. You see, they calling themselves white, like they white as snow, though they be red like crimson. So these dragons is pinpointed and revealed in this word, and it's all through the spirit and power of Yahweh B'Shem Yahweh Shai. And that's what he said in 2 Thessalonians, the 2nd chapter. By the spirit of his mouth, the wicked shall be revealed. And when you go to Malachi chapter 1, verse 4, it lets you know Edom, the red people, the red nation, is the border of wickedness. You see, that's why he said that wicked shall be revealed, the man of sins. The color of sin is red. That's why he's the man of sin. Edom is red. and what a coincidence. It said, though he be white, though he got people calling him white, he is really red. But I'm going to leave it there. All praise to Yahweh B'Shem Yahweh Shai. B'Shem Kakadash, double honor to the elders, pushing the truth. Peace to the elect worldwide. The kingdom is at hand. Shalom.